back to the video. In this video, we're going to have a look at Holochain. Now, I've already done analysis on this, in-depth analysis. So this is going to be an update, which is very, very important because look, the pullback has occurred. Remember, guys, to watch this video till the end so you can get a full perspective of what's currently happening. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, turn the bell notification on so you can stay up to date on all my recent videos. Remember, guys, nothing that you see in this video is financial advice. So always make sure to do your own research. So again, we were expecting a pullback under this resistance area. That didn't actually happen. To be honest with you, the buyers, the community in Holochain is super, super strong. These guys are not letting up at all. And it does look like we could see price now rally off our new support area. I'm going to get into that shortly. But first, let's just talk about the failed pullback. So of course we wanted an extra 30% pullback, but that's not always going to happen. So let's just see the max that this pulled back to. So as you can see from the all-time high, let's have a quick look. Okay, so 30%, right? So 30%, of course, there was a pullback around this area as well. And then we saw let's just do the maths. It was, I believe, around 20%, I believe. Yeah, it was around 20% at the time. I guess waiting around for a further pullback isn't always the best option. However, as soon as price did break the resistance, I did say now we are likely to definitely see a retest now, because of course we want to retest this new resistance area, which is now turned support. And as you can see, let's just go in on a lower time frame. It does look like price is going to take off now, to be honest with you. This is a lovely buying pattern, Are we going to see price close back into the range? To be honest with you, it doesn't quite look like it. The pullback from this all-time high, once we hit this area here, was full pullback was 44%. 44%. So that is a massive pullback, and that's where potentially, ideally, you want to be looking for the entry. And as you can see from that low, 33% pullback, 33% from that low. And as you can see for the day, currently up 13%. So this is moving to the upside. To be honest with you, anyone that entered this from the start of the year, you are laughing all the way to the bank. And as you can see, just from when we go on a higher time frame, so when we go on the weekly time frame, from a swing trade perspective, and when I mean swing trade, I mean holding for more than a month, this is an incredible buying pattern. This is, if this was any other chart, so let's say forget this was Holochain, forget this was anything of that nature, this kind of pattern would be a perfect buying pattern. Why? We see the break. Fair enough. Ideally, we wanted to see a pullback back to this area, but we saw price reject the new support area, and it's holding up quite well. So what's happening now? A potential launch. Now, for price prediction and updates on this, click the link in my description and join that Telegram group, because that's where you're going to get access to some of these gems. And obviously the premium channel is where we will see specific target areas, etc., and other fundamental data, unlimited technical analysis, etc. So this does look really interesting, and to be honest with you guys, I wouldn't bet against this community. This community is super strong, and this community is growing day by day, month by month, and year by year. This really is taking off this year. I'm excited to see where this goes. So for some of you guys that are completely oblivious to the market cap and all that, we're at $3.9 billion market cap now. So this is really rising up the rankings. Again, circulating supply is quite high, but I always say to you guys, sometimes the circulating supply isn't the be all and end all. Why is that? Right? Whether this is a million coin supply, 1 billion coin supply, etc., your entries and exits, fundamental data, technical data are always going to remain the same. The ROI, regardless of the circulating supply, is going to remain the same, right? So I wouldn't pay much attention to that, but this does look like we're going to see more bullish moves to the upside. And like I said, just from the 1 hour, if we go in the 1 hour time frame, this is a classic. Don't be surprised if this hits an all-time high today. Do not be surprised if this Holochain hits an all-time high today, do not be surprised, because this thing is not slowing down at all, and I wouldn't bet against it. But anyway, guys, like I said, the key levels are important, but what we saw from Engine Coin yesterday and today is that your fundamental data is equally as important. Without the fundamentals, the technicals will not mean they won't mean much, right? You have to align them with one another. And also the psychology of it all as well, right? So for example, those of you that maybe, saw price rally to the upside, in your mind you're saying, okay, this is it, this is going to the moon, and you almost forget that the market doesn't travel in a straight line. And this is what a lot of traders and investors forget. They seem to think just because something goes up, it's going to travel in a straight line. But then look at the drawdown on that. That's 44%. Now, of course, if you're a long-term person and you believe in this project long-term, then of course you don't care about that. You're not too worried about the day-to-day price action because you plan to hold for the long term. Anyway, guys, the point in this video was just to update you on that new support that we've now found and that we are now preparing for launch. This is now preparing for launch to the upside. So consider this X out. Of course, if there's any more changes fundamentally or technically, I will update on that. But this is a project that is really starting to ramp up, right? Really starting to ramp up. And again, well done. If you entered this from the start of the year, let's just have a look. 2021 to where we are now. Let's just have a look. Wow. So that is a phenomenal gain. That is an incredible gain. Congratulations. Really, congratulations. But guys, when others are fearful, be greedy. When others are greedy, be fearful. Again, to be honest with you, that percentage gain is rather greedy. But, there's strategies that can be used to make sure that you secure some profits, or you're hedged, or there's so many things that you can do. Just click the link in my description and find out more. Anyway, with that being said, guys, seize the day.